Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, May 28th, 2026. Big show today. Stanley Cup and NBA Conference Finals. MLB, WNBA, Women's College World Series, NCAA Baseball Tournament starts tomorrow. Soccer, golf, tennis. On this day, news and notes, and best bet. We'll begin with hockey today, because we had hockey last night, not NBA. So, Eastern Conference Finals, game number 4, Hurricanes over the Canadiens 4-0 as they take a 3-1 series lead. The Habs fans left early. First period, goal by Sebastian Aho on the power play, assist by Nikolaj Ehlers, and Shane Gothisbehere, 1-0 Carolina. Jordan Staal scores, 2-0 Canes. And then Keandre Miller and Nikolaj Ehlers with the assists. But yeah, they scored 3 times in a 4-minute span. And then the Logan Stankoven scored the third goal. 3-0 Canes, assisted by Jackson Blake and Shane Gothisbehere. And in the third period, in the empty net, Andrei Svechnikov scores the empty net, and Jalen Chatfield gets the assists on that. So, stars of the game, Jordan Stahl's the number 1 star, number 2 star, 2 assists, Nikolaj Ehlers, number 3 star with an assist, Keandre Miller. I didn't realize all the ex-Rangers that were on this team. Eric Stahl was on the Rangers for a little bit. Jordan Stahl was never on. So you have Keandre Miller on this team. Brady Shea was on there, but he's on the Preds now. But they're 1 win away from going to their first Stanley Cup final since 2006, so that's 20 years ago. And then tonight we have the Western Conference Finals in the NBA, 8:30 on NBC. Thunder Spurs from San Antonio. I have Thunder in 6, so I have something at stake here. The Spurs are a 3.5-point favorite tonight, total 218.5. This is not an easy pick, by all accounts, but it just feels like the home team wins every game, with the exception of Game 3 and Game 1. And if you think about it, had Wemby not hit that half-court shot, the series would be over. The first half-court shot. They would have won in 5, OKC. So that's the case for Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma City had their worst game of the playoffs in Game 4, and that's what made everybody think that the Spurs were a no-brainer, pretty much, to win the series. I'm going to take the Thunder plus 3.5, but I'm not necessarily going to say that they're going to win. I feel like this is a close game. 1-possession game either way. I think it's a 1-possession game in the last minute of regulation. The over is a good pick, too. But I'm going to give out the over 218.5 as the podcast play. But the case against that is there's going to be tension with the Spurs in an elimination game. So I'm going to say this goes 7. The Spurs win by 2 points. And the Thunder get a shot off at the buzzer. It doesn't go in. So there you have it for basketball. Okay, now we'll go over the baseball results from yesterday and look ahead to today's games. And I know some games are final already because it's it's a getaway day. Alright, yesterday, Jays over the Marlins 2-1, Guardians over the Nats 3-2, Brewers over the Cards 2-1, Mariners over the A's 9-1, Giants over the Diamondbacks, or vice versa, 3-2. Phils over the Padres 3-0. O's over the Rays 11-2. Tigers over the Angels 4-0. Cubs over the Pirates 10-4. So the Cubs finally break their losing streak. Red Sox over the Braves 8-0. That was a terrible best bet yesterday. Mets over the Reds 4-2. White Sox over the Twins 15-2. Yankees over the Royals 7-0. Astros over the Rangers 4-3. Dodgers over the Rockies 4-1. So Yankees are only a game and a half back to first place now in the AL East with the Rays losing streak going on. Yankees taking full advantage. Two finals from today so far. Angels over the Tigers 7-1. White Sox over the Twins 6-2. Top of the third right now, scoreless game between the Braves and the Red Sox. All right, 3 games, 6:30. Jays O's. Patrick Corbin and Chris Bassett. So the Orioles are kind of turning it around, and the Jays are picking it up as well. So the AL East, outside of Boston, pretty good. O's minus 126, Jays plus 1 weight, over under 8.5, overs minus 1 weight, unders minus 112. Jays plus 1.5 minus 96, O's minus 1.5 plus 162. Patrick Corbin's actually pitched well. I'm taking the Blue Jays plus 108. Cubs Pirates. Colin Rea and Paul Skeens. Oh, good luck, Cubs. Pittsburgh minus 174, Cubs plus 146, over under 7.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Cubs plus 1.5 minus 146, Pirates minus 1.5 plus 122. Bounce back spot and Paul Skeens for Pittsburgh. I'm laying the run line minus 1.5 at plus 122. And last but not least, 8 o'clock, Astros Rangers. Astros are playing a little better. Spencer Arguetti and Nathan Eovaldi. Rangers minus 134, Astros plus 114, over under 7.5, overs plus 102, unders minus 124. Stros plus 1.5 minus 192, Rangers minus 1.5 plus 158. I'm going to go with the bold pick. Alternate total. Under 6.5 at plus 134. But if that over-under goes down to 7, I'm making it best bet. You heard it here first on the podcast. Okay, now I'll move on to the WNBA. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight. Liberty bounced back and beat the Mercury 84-74. Tempo over the Sky 111-104. Lynx over the Dream 96-81. Fire over the Sun 71-61. Mystics over the Storm 78-64. 2 games tonight, both on Prime Video. 8 o'clock, Aces Wings. Decent game. Aces are 4-2. The Wings are 4-3. You know where my heart wants to pick. But the Aces are giving 4.5 totals, 177.5. And you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to pick the Dallas Wings. Plus 4.5, plus 152 outright. Jessica Shepard, Paige Backer, Rika Gumbali. This team's good. I'm taking the Wings. Becky Hammond can go. I'm petty right now because of her Brunson take, but I hope she loses tonight. Fever Valkyries, and I think she is going to lose tonight because the Wings are good. All right, the Valkyries are giving 1.5 totals, 167.5. This is a tough pick. The Fever are loaded with Clark and Boston. Clark's back from her injury. I'm going to take the other dog too. Fever plus 1.5 and plus 108 to win the game outright. All right, the Women's College World Series is going on right now. It started today. Double elimination round. Texas Tech, your 11 seed over Mississippi State, 8-0 in 5 innings. Number 7 Tennessee over number 2 Texas, 6-3 in the double elimination round. 7 o'clock on ESPN. Number 8 UCLA and Alabama. Alabama's been very good in softball this year. UCLA is usually a powerhouse. I think UCLA can pull off the upset. 9:30 ESPN, number 5 Arkansas, number 4 Nebraska, double elimination round. This Nebraska team's pretty good, so I'm going to take them. And then we have 2 games on Friday night in the elimination which we'll get to on the podcast tomorrow. And then the baseball starts tomorrow. So noon on ACC Network. UIC number 2 Georgia Tech. Let's see if FanDuel has the odds. It has the men's odds, but not the women's odds, which is very strange. So ESPN, I'm sorry, DraftKings has it. I almost said ESPN Bet, but they no longer exist. The over under is 14. I'm gonna go under. East Carolina, Tennessee at noon on ESPNU. ECU maybe can pull off the upset, but Tennessee's usually a good baseball school. I'll go over 10 runs in that one. On ESPN2, Kentucky and Wake Forest. And by the way, Georgia Tech is the Atlanta Regional, Tennessee's Chapel Hill Regional, and then Kentucky Wake's in the Morgantown Regional. It's pretty cool that Morgantown is a regional. Good for them. Chapel Hill, a lot of these schools that are not known for baseball that have regionals, which is pretty cool. This is a tough one. I think there's going to be a lot of Wake Forest fans there. I'm going to go over 9 runs. 1 o'clock ESPN Milwaukee, number 4 Auburn in the Auburn Regional. I'm going to go under 11 runs. SEC Network Holy Cross and number 6 Texas in the Austin Regional. I'll go over 10.5 runs. 1 o'clock is Rider number 8 Florida in the Gainesville region. I'll go under. And I think Rider can... if I have to take a flyer on one of these underdogs to win, they might be one. Only lost 18 times this year, but Florida's a good baseball school. The Lawrence Regional Northeastern number 15 Kansas. I'll go under 13 runs. 2 o'clock Little Rock and number 9 Southern Miss in the Hattiesburg region. I'll go over 9. Also 2 o'clock Lipscomb number 14 Mississippi State from the Starkville region. I'll go under 12 runs. SC Upstate and Oklahoma State. SC Upstate can be an interesting underdog to win as well. We'll go under 12.5 runs. Liberty, BC in the Athens region. By the way, the Upstate Oklahoma State is Tuscaloosa region. Liberty, BC is in Athens. This is a close line. Liberty's actually favored -120. BC's -110. And I think a lot of people will take BC there because Liberty, people don't think Liberty is a good baseball school. Like, they're not known for that. But I'll take Liberty at -120 if that's how close it will be. 3 o'clock, ESPN2, St. Mary's number 1 UCLA in the LA region. I'll go under 12 runs. The ACC Network, St. John's and number 10 Florida State in the Tallahassee region. I'll go over 10.5 runs. ESPNU, Wazoo, Oregon State, 10.5 runs. So that's an old Pac-12 matchup there. In Eugene, Oregon State obviously deserves to be favored. I can see that going over. Lamar, number 12, Texas A&M on the SEC Network at 4 o'clock. I'm going to do the 5 o'clock games for tomorrow in baseball, and later I'll do on tomorrow's podcast. So I'll stop at the 4 o'clock games. Lamar, number 12, Texas A&M from the College Station region. Let's do under 12 runs. The Lincoln region, number 13, Nebraska hosting South Dakota State. South Dakota State looks like they're the worst team in the field. 11.5 is the total. Over. And then the 5 o'clocks and on, I'll do, like I said, I'll do that on tomorrow's podcast. Soccer. Soccer's not busy now with the So, we'll go over the results from yesterday and today so far and look ahead to tonight and tomorrow. Yesterday, Crystal Palace over Rayo Vallecano 1-0 in the Conference League. Friendly, Jamaica over India 2-0. USL, Sporting Jackson San Antonio 4-4 draw. USL Cup El Paso over AV Alta FC 2-0. And then today, Egypt over Russia 1-0 and Ireland over Qatar 1-0. Going on right now, Portuguese Premier League promotion relegation, but that's not something we cover. We have some friendlies tomorrow. 9 o'clock, Gambia and Iran. At noon, Andorra and Iraq. South Africa, Nicaragua. And 2:30 is Bosnia Herzegovina and North Macedonia. French Premier League is OL Lions against Paris FC. French League 1 promotion relegation playoffs first leg. Nice against Saint Etienne at 2:45. We'll pick this one because it's a big one. So Nice is -105, Saint Etienne +320, draw +230, going with Nice at -105. Dutch Eredivisie Cup, PSV Eindhoven and Ajax Amsterdam. That's an interesting one. And the rest of the stuff that I can touch on at night, so we'll do that on tomorrow's show. Now move to golf. We'll look at the top of the leaderboard for the Charles Schwab Challenge. Your leader right now is 7 under. Tom Kim. Tied for second with 6 under. Ryan Gerard and Andrew Putnam. Tied for fourth with 5 under. Ricky Castillo, Brian Harmon, Keegan Bradley, Alex Mully, Kevin Yu, Jordan Smith, Luke Clanton, Eric Van Rooyen, and JJ Spawn. Tied for 13th with 4 under. Michael Jordan, Max Holman, Mackenzie Hughes, Davis Riley, Nico Echevarria, Hideki Matsuyama, Adam Shank, Russell Henley, Bryce Garnett, Mac Meisner, Adrian Dumont DeChaza, Rio Hisatune, Matt McCarty, Lee Hodges, and Rasmus Nijard. And I mean top of the leaderboard, like top 25. And there you have it for golf. And now move on to the French Open. We'll go over the results from yesterday. Or I'm sorry, from today so far. And look ahead look ahead to tomorrow. They're still going on right now, some of them. So, men's today. We did all yesterday's on yesterday's show. Going on now is Stefano Civias and Matteo Arnaldi and Luca Van Esch and Brandon Nakashima. Finals. Matteo Berrettini over 22-seed Arthur Rinderach in 3 sets. Raphael Collington over Ben Shelton in 3 sets. That was a big upset, with Shelton being the 5-seed. Another big upset. Francisco Comensana over 14-seed Luciano Darderi in 5 sets. 4-seed Felix Auger-Salame over Roman Bachara in 4. Alejandro Tabilo over 16-seed Valentin Vachereau in a walkover. Vachereau was scratched, and Tabilo moves on. Martin Landaluc over Vit Capriva in 5 sets. 25-seed Francisco Cerndolo over Hugo Gaston in 4 sets. 19-seed Francis Tiafa over Hubert Hukas in a 5-set classic. Juan Cerundolo upsets 1-seed Jannik Sinner in 5 sets. Sinner was cruising, and then Cerundolo had the comeback of the ages. 10-seed Flavio Cabali over YB Wu in 3 sets. Zachary Savajda over Adam Walton in 4 sets. 18-seed Lerner Tien over Facundo Diaz in 5 sets. Jaume Faria over Jan Leonard Struff in 3 sets. And Moise Kwame over Adolfo Valijo in 5 sets. Okay, now tomorrow. Third round for the men's. 5 a.m. you have Tiago Tarante and Pablo Carreno. Nuno Borges and 11 seed Andre Rublev. 6 o'clock, Alex Michelson and 27 seed Rafael Jodar. 7:50, 8 seed Alex Demeter and 26 seed Jacob Mensik. Karen Kaknavov, your 13 seed against Jesper de Jong. 9:20, 15 seed Casper Ruud and 24 seed Tommy Paul. 9:30, 28 seed Joao Fonseca and 3 seed Novak Djokovic. And 2:15, Quinn Haley's and 2 seed Alexander Zverev. All right, women's. We'll go over today and then look ahead to tomorrow. 9 seed Victoria Mboko over Katerina Siniakova in 3 sets. 1 seed Arina Sabalenka over Elsa Jacquemot in 2 sets. 28 seed Anastasia Potapova over Katie Bolter in 3 sets. 19 seed Madison Keys over Antonia Ruzic in 2. 4 seed Coco Gauff over Mayer Sharif in 2. 6 seed Amanda Anisimova over Julia Gaber in 1 and a walkover. Diane Parry over number 30 An Lee in 2. Daria Kasatkina over Susan Bedecki in 2. Maria Sakkari over Claire Liu in 3. 22 seed Anna Kalinskaya over Elena Korneva in 2. Camila Osorio over Yulia Putintseva in 3. Maja Chwalinska over 23 seed Elise Mertens in 2. 25 seed Diana Schneider over McCartney Kessler in 2. Alexandra Alenkova over Kimberly Burrell in 3. 17 seed Eva Jovic over Emma Navarro in 2. And 16 seed Naomi Osaka over Donna Vecek in 2. All right. Tomorrow, third round, 5 a.m. Ziyu Wang and Yulia Stradivaseva. 15 seed Marta Kasiuk and Viktorija Golubic. 6 a.m. Magdalena and 3 seed Iga Swiatek. 6:40 Solana Sierra and 18 seed Sarana Sarista. 7 o'clock Jill Teekman and 10 seed Carolina Muchova. 8 seed Maria Andreeva and 27 seed Marie Boskova. 8 o'clock 7 seed Alina Svitolina and Tamara Korpach. And 9:30 Peyton Stearns and 11 seed Belinda Bencic. So there you have it for the French Open. Now up we'll do On This Day, brought to you by All Sports News. Today is obviously the 28th of May. All right. It was posted 4 hours ago. So 2015, the Bulls fired Tom Thibodeau. I remember when that happened. We all thought it was a mistake at the time, and the Bulls haven't had a good coach since. Not that Billy Donovan's a bad coach. I just think that Tom Thibodeau was better than Donovan. Although Donovan had some good years in OKC, Donovan might be getting the Magic job or the Blazers job. He'll get another job, but I don't think he gets a lot out of his teams like Thibodeau did. Last year, the Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals. They beat the Timberwolves. 2013, the Hawks hired Mike Budenholzer. He was a great coach for them. 2018, the Warriors advanced to the NBA Finals. That was when they beat the Rockets. 2016, Warriors first Western Conference Finals Game 7. So that was the iconic Klay Thompson game. 2025, the Panthers advanced to the Stanley Cup Final. They beat the Hurricanes. 2014, Kyler Murray commits to Texas A&M. And the Bucks owner Malcolm Glazier dies. So that was in 2014. 2015, the Sabres hired Dan Belisma. That was a flop. 2022, Real Madrid wins Champions League. Wow, so some soccer in there. We don't get a lot of soccer in there, especially international. You would have thought maybe MLS with Messi. I know we had World Cup in there, but that's different. White Sox designate for assignment Dallas Keuchel. He was a flop free agent for them. And 2 years ago, in 2024, the Texans extend Nico Collins. So there you have it for On This Day. News and notes time. The big story today is that the new NBA lottery rules are here. And it includes the lottery punishment, and the expansion to 16 teams, and the punishment would be penalties for the bottom 3 teams. So this is going to make tanking difficult. So the 3-2-1 lottery, I'm going to explain this real quick. The 3 worst records, so 3 teams, and then there's a draft relegation X. So the drawing, we'll talk about in a second. Remaining non-playing teams 7, 9th and 10th playing seeds is 4, and the loser of the 7 and 8 playing games be 2 teams. And then the 3 worst records get 2 lottery balls, and then the 1 ball will be the draft relegation, it looks like. And then the 7 remaining non-playing teams will get 3 lottery balls. And then the 9th and 10th playing teams get 2, and then the loser of 7, 8 playing 2. Drawing. All 6 teams drawn. 16 teams drawn. Pick floors. Relegated teams can't receive pick lower than 12. Team pick restrictions. Applies looking back starting in 2027. Cannot receive the number 1 pick in 2 consecutive years, and can't receive top 5 pick in 3 consecutive years. Wow. Pick protections. Can't protect picks top 12 through top 15 in trades. Second round, first 16 picks in inverse of first round order. And then non-lottery teams in inverse of regular season records. Sunset after the 2029 draft. Vote required to continue or transition to new system. League discipline. Added ability to reduce teams' lottery odds, modify teams' draft positions, and impose significant fines. And then a GM came out and said, I'm not going to trade future draft picks anymore, or something along those lines, because of the new lottery rules. Well, if you afraid of being bad, but then again, just try to be good. It eliminates tanking. So this is obviously coming from an owner that's trying to lose. It was probably like Josiah, the Nets, or somebody like that came out and said that, because it's obviously a team that was tanking. Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet likely to return, as the Knicks are expected to retain the duo on 2-year deals. Let's hope that's true, because they've been big in this run to the finals. The Knicks are donating tickets to kids, as they're giving away 500 free tickets for NBA Finals home games to the Garden of Dreams Foundation. That's awesome. And that's a great organization, too. We talked about the tennis upsets already. And Venus is out of the Roland Garros, as she withdrew from doubles following partner Haley Baptist's injury. The MLB proposes a salary cap in the CBA as owners' proposed system for first time since 1994 strike after the Players Association insists that they would not approve change. Good idea. So the Dodgers can stop doing what they're doing. And to be fair, the Dodgers almost lost the World Series last year, and there were a few plays away from losing to the Yankees as well. Kyler Murray on the J.J. McCarthy relationship. There's been interesting quotes about that. The MAC, the MAAC, rebrands its name as the conference wants no more confusion with the other MAC. as they rebranded as the Metro Conference. And it's coming July 1st. I like that, the Metro. So, Yesifo is going to St. John's as he withdraws from the draft and is playing for Rick Pitino. So that's awesome. Cole Pete staying in the draft. Tyler Tanner's going back to Vandy. Mark Levick is entering the portal, the former Iowa State star. Arizona, Kentucky, Louisville, and St. John's are in play. Oh my God, imagine St. John's got him. And then Stojakovic won't enter the draft as he announces decision to return to school because of unfinished business. Teoscar Hernandez going on the injured list. Left oblique tear. Yeah, so J.J. McCarthy, quote, he sits on one side and I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. That's not good. We've been talking about the likelihood of Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews getting traded this summer. Both stars are likely staying put for at least another season, but are not committed 100% yet. I think Matthews is more likely to be traded because they won the lottery, and they're going to need to shed some salary. Tyrese Halliburton says flopping is taught. Giannis says that Kevin Durant's the best scorer. Ooh. Giannis to the Rockets. Kenyon Sadiq had hernia procedure as he underwent surgery, but is expected to be ready for training camp. Giants quarterback Jackson Dart addresses his teammates as he met with players after an appearance at President Trump's event. And this comes in the wake after Trump was at a Jersey, an event in Jersey, and Jackson Dart went and introduced him. And then Abdel Carter had an issue with it, and he took it to social media, says, yo, I thought that was AI. And we never talked about this on the podcast. But at least Jackson Dart spoke to it about it with his teammates, and they put this behind him because this is unnecessary drama for the summer. And no, this is not Diana Rossini level drama. But because of politically, how some people feel politically, it could have turned into that. But no, everybody cleared the air, it looks like. But then again, the president did endorse John Harbaugh to become the next head coach of the Giants. You could just go through his X feed and Truth Social feed for those endorsements from him to become the next head coach of the Giants. So just want to throw that out there, and I think John Mara might have a relationship with the president as well. So I do think that Dart had the connections with the president because I think that John Mara has connections to him as well. Andrew Thomas reworks his deal as his restructure creates almost $6.5 million in cap space. Claude Lemieux dies at 60. Thoughts and prayers to his former teammates, his family, his friends. Four-time Stanley Cup champion with the Canadiens, the Devils, and the Avalanche. Mark 10, St. Louis is tired of his players going into the penalty box. And then the Habs fans were leaving early. Brian Cashman praises Leon Rose as he says Knicks president has been transformational in the role. I agree with Cashman. I agree. He has been transformational. Brian Cashman, I love when he talks. I think maybe he should tell Leon Rose to speak to the media. But that's nice that a fella New York GM came out and praised him. I'm happy about that. The Suns waive Haley Van Lith, as that's the second team that's waived her this season. And then the union issued the statement following the demand for the CBA's issue with the cap. And then before Best Bet, real quickly, just now from Schefter, Isaac Guerendo, the 49ers running back, tore his pec lifting weights about a month ago, and Kyle Shanahan said he could be ready at the end of training camp. So there you have it for news and notes. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. Okay. Let me see that, Ooh! 7.5 doable. I'm taking that. Oh, wait. I was looking at the wrong game. Yeah, I'm going to pay the 122. I thought it was at minus 115. So, yeah. Under 7.5, Rangers, Astros, minus 122. So there you have it for the show. I'll be back Monday, or I'm sorry, not Monday, tomorrow, recapping everything, looking at everything for tomorrow and the weekend. Hope you guys have a great day.